Picture this. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and your cat is perched majestically by the window, plotting world domination. Or just chattering at a pigeon. It's their favourite spot, their personal movie theatre. But what if I told you that this little slice of feline heaven could become a deadly trap in seconds? Sounds dramatic, right? But it's terrifyingly true. Do you think your home is completely cat-safe? Are you sure? Today, we're talking about a silent killer that lurks in millions of homes, a danger most owners have never even heard of. We're going to uncover the dark secret of the tilt and turn window. Stick around, because what you learn today could literally save your fur baby's life. And before we dive in, drop your little agent of chaos's name in the comments below. Before we get into the scary stuff, let's remember what a cat is. It's not just a fluffy loaf that sleeps on your laptop. It's a tiny, hyper-efficient predator packed into an adorable, toe-bean-equipped chassis. Their brain is hardwired with a few key commands. 1. Hunt. 2. Explore. 3. Squeeze into impossibly small spaces. 4. Sleep for 18 hours to recover from all that. This isn't malice, it's pure instinct. When your cat sees a slightly open window, it doesn't register a gentle breeze. It sees an escape route, a shortcut to the all-you-can-eat bird buffet, a brand new kingdom to conquer. And that powerful primal instinct is exactly what makes this common household item so dangerous. They are driven by a curiosity so powerful, it could override their own sense of self-preservation. So let's talk about the scene of the crime, the tilt and turn window. You probably have them or have seen them. They're super common in modern apartments and houses, especially in Europe, but they are gaining popularity everywhere. They're the ones you can open in two ways: swing it open wide like a door, or tilt it inwards from the top, creating that distinctive V-shaped gap. It seems like the perfect solution, doesn't it? You get fresh air, but the opening is too small for a burglar to get through. And surely, we think, it's too small for a cat to get stuck in. That is the single most dangerous assumption a cat owner can make. We see that narrow gap and think, perfect. Ventilation, without the fur-nado making a grand escape. We see a safety feature. Our cats, however, see a challenge. They see an open invitation. And their perception of that gap is tragically, fatally different from ours. It's a classic case of human engineering failing to account for the sheer, unadulterated chaos engine that is a domestic cat. Why is this specific V-shape so alluring to our feline friends? It all goes back to their instincts. A cat's intelligence is a funny thing. They can learn to open doors, but they can also get scared by a cucumber. When they see that gap, their brain doesn't do complex geometry. It does simple, can I fit calculations, and their primary tool for this calculation? Their head. The rule in the cat world is, if my head fits, the rest of my body will follow. And to be fair, that's usually true. Their flexible spine and floating collarbones make them semi-liquid masters of infiltration. They can pour themselves through unbelievable small openings. So they approach the tilted window, poke their head through the widest part at the top, and think, success! Freedom is mine. The problem is, this window is not a static hole. It's a tapering trap. The initial assessment was correct. Their head did fit, but their body is a different story. Let's break down the mechanics of the trap itself. It's a cruel piece of physics. The cat successfully gets its head and front paws through the top of the V. Now it tries to wiggle the rest of its body through. But instead of a straight path, the cat naturally slides down the angled pane of glass. As it slides down, the V gets narrower and narrower. Very quickly, they find their chest or abdomen wedged in the tightest part of the gap. The initial reaction is, of course, to panic. They struggle. They try to push forward, but the gap is too small. They try to back up, but now their own weight and the slippery surface of the window work against them. Every little wiggle and panicked movement can cause them to slide just a millimetre further down, tightening the vice-like grip of the window frame. It becomes an inescapable trap, and the cat's own desperate struggles to free itself only make the situation worse. Now we need to talk about the terrifying medical term for what happens next: crush syndrome. Officially, it can be part of something called pelvic hypothermia ischemia reperfusion syndrome. Okay, let's throw that alphabet soup out the window and explain it in plain English. Crush syndrome is what happens when a part of the body is under intense pressure for a prolonged period. In this case, the window frame acts like a tourniquet on the cat's midsection. This immense pressure completely cuts off blood flow to the back half of the body. Think about when your foot falls asleep after sitting on it for too long. You get that pins and needles feeling. Now, imagine that sensation magnified 1,000 times. And it's not just uncomfortable, it's causing catastrophic damage. The tissues, muscles, and nerves in the cat's hind legs and internal organs are being starved of oxygen and vital nutrients carried by the blood. The clock is ticking, and every second counts. As the blood supply remains cut off, the trapped cells begin to die. This process is called ischemia. When cells die, they don't just quietly fade away. They break down and release a cocktail of toxic substances into the surrounding tissue. We're talking about things like potassium and myoglobin, substances that are normally safely contained within cells, but are highly toxic when floating freely in the body. So, while the cat is trapped, a toxic chemical bomb is slowly being built up in the lower half of its body. At the same time, the pressure from the window frame is causing direct physical damage to the muscles, nerves, and even the spine. It's a multi-front war being waged on the cat's body, and the cat is completely helpless to stop it. This is not a quick or painless event. It is a prolonged, terrifying, and agonizing ordeal for the animal. Here's the most cruel and counterintuitive part of this whole nightmare. It's called reperfusion injury. Reperfusion just means the restoration of blood flow. So you find your cat trapped. Your first instinct is to lift them out, to free them from the window. You do it, you've saved them. But the moment you free them, the tourniquet is released. The blood, which was blocked, now comes rushing back into the damaged lower body, and the blood from the lower body, now full of those toxic substances we mentioned, rushes up into the main circulation. This toxic flood hits the heart, the kidneys, and the lungs all at once. The sudden surge of potassium can cause immediate cardiac arrest. The myoglobin from the broken down muscle cells slams into the kidneys, causing acute and often irreversible kidney failure. So tragically, the very act of rescue, if not done with immediate and specific veterinary support, can be the thing that kills the cat within minutes. What are the signs and symptoms you need to look out for? If you find a cat that has been trapped in a window, the visual cues can be horrifying. Their back legs will likely be limp and paralysed. They may be cold to the touch, because there has been no warm blood circulating through them. The cat might be vocalising in pain, or they might be eerily silent and in a state of shock. They may be having trouble breathing as the toxins begin to affect their system. You might see swelling or discoloration around the area where they were compressed. Even if the cat seems okay initially after being freed, maybe they're just a bit wobbly, they are not okay. The internal damage is already done, and the toxic clock is ticking. This is a 5-alarm fire of a medical emergency. It is not a wait-and-see situation. The chances of survival decrease dramatically with every passing minute. So, what should you do if the absolute worst happens and you find your cat, or any cat in this situation? First, stay calm. Panicking won't help. The absolute #1 priority is to call the nearest emergency vet immediately. Before you even try to move the cat, call them. Explain exactly what has happened. My cat is trapped in a tilted window. They will give you specific instructions. They may advise you on how to support the cat's body while you try to free it to minimize further injury. They need to prepare for your arrival, as this isn't a routine case. They'll need to get ready for IV fluids, oxygen support, and specific medications to counteract the toxins. Do not just free the cat and pop it in a carrier. Call first. This single phone call can be the difference between a chance at life and certain death. Let's be clear. This is a grim topic. The survival rate for cats with severe crush syndrome is tragically low. Even with the best veterinary care, the damage is often just too extensive. The cascade of organ failure, heart, kidneys, lungs, can be impossible to stop. Many cats that are rescued from windows end up with permanent paralysis of their hind legs or require amputation. They can suffer from lifelong nerve damage and incontinence. This is why this video is so critical. It's not about scaring you for no reason. It's about making sure you never ever have to face this situation. Because when it comes to crush syndrome in cats, there is no good treatment. There is only one cure: prevention. And the good news is, prevention is incredibly simple, cheap, and 100% effective. You have the power to eliminate this risk from your home completely. So how do we turn our windows from potential death traps back into boring old windows? The solutions are easier than you think. The most popular and effective option is installing special protective grills or guards. These are specifically designed for tilt and turn windows. They are usually made of plastic or metal, and they fit onto the sides and top of the window frame. They physically block the dangerous V-gap, so your cat can't even attempt to squeeze through. You can still get all the fresh air, but your furry menace is kept safely inside, probably glaring at you for ruining their fun. These guards are widely available online and in pet stores. They are not expensive, and most can be installed in minutes with adhesive tape or a few simple screws. It is a tiny investment for complete peace of mind. What if you rent your apartment and can't drill holes into the window frames? No problem, there are still plenty of options for you. Many of the best window guards are designed to be installed with high-strength, damage-free adhesive strips. They hold strong, but can be removed later without leaving a mark. Another option is a window opening limiter or restrictor. These are little devices that attach to the window and frame and only allow it to open a few inches. An opening that is wide enough for air, but not wide enough for a curious cat head. Think of it like a chain lock on a door, but for your window. These are also readily available and offer another layer of security. The point is, there's a solution for every type of window and every living situation. There is truly no excuse not to secure these windows. Let's talk about a common myth. My cat is too big, /too small, /too smart, /too lazy to get stuck. This is dangerously false. Vets have treated every kind of cat for this injury. Tiny, nimble kittens who thought they could slip through. Big, chunky Maine Coons who got wedged instantly. Super agile Bengals and lazy ragdolls. It doesn't matter. A cat's curiosity does not care about its body mass index. All it takes is one moment of seeing a bird, a bug, or just a floating leaf, and instinct takes over. They will try, and they might succeed in getting stuck. Do not overestimate your cat's common sense, or underestimate their primal drive to explore the great outdoors. Assuming it won't happen to my cat is a gamble, and the stakes are your beloved pet's life. It is not a risk worth taking. Another dangerous thought process is, I only open the window when I'm in the room with my cat. An accident can happen in the blink of an eye. You turn your back to answer the phone. You run to the bathroom for 30 seconds. You get distracted by something on TV. That is all the time it takes for a cat to leap towards the window and get into trouble. They are incredibly fast when they want to be, and once they are stuck, their panicked cries might not even be that loud. They might be in shock, or the pressure on their chest might make it hard to breathe, let alone meow for help. Relying on your own supervision as the only safety measure is a recipe for disaster. The only truly safe cat is a cat in a room with a physically secured window, period. What about other types of windows? While the tilt and turn design is uniquely dangerous because of that V shape, any open window can pose a risk. Standard sliding windows or double hung windows can be just as dangerous if a cat manages to push them open further and fall out. Screens are a good deterrent, but they are not foolproof. A determined cat with a full set of murder mittens can easily claw or pop a screen out of its frame. We've all seen the videos of cats climbing screens like they're Spider-Man. Always check that your screens are secure and have no holes or rips. For any window you open regularly, consider adding a secondary lock or limiter to prevent it from being opened too wide. A cat-safe home is a home where every potential escape route has been thoughtfully considered and secured. Let's dive a little deeper into the psychology. Why this window? Why this urge? It's something cat behaviourists call barrier frustration. Your cat can see, smell, and hear the exciting world outside. The birds, the squirrels, the sounds, the smells. It's a sensory wonderland. But there's a barrier, the glass. When you tilt the window open, you are creating a breach in that barrier. It's like a door has been cracked open. The cat isn't necessarily trying to run away from you. They are trying to run towards something incredibly stimulating. Their predator brain switches on, and the urge to investigate that breach can be overwhelming. They are not being bad or disobedient. They are being a cat. Understanding this helps us realise we can't train this instinct away. We can only manage their environment to keep them safe from it. The responsibility for this falls squarely on us, the owners. Our cats did not ask to live in our homes with our weird, human-designed contraptions. They trust us completely to provide a safe environment for them. They trust that the food we give them is safe, that the toys are safe, and that their home is a sanctuary. They have no concept of glass physics or modern window engineering. They are just pure, curious creatures following instincts that have served their species for thousands of years. We are the ones with the big brains and the opposable thumbs. It is our job to identify these hidden dangers and neutralize them. Securing your windows is as fundamental a part of responsible pet ownership as providing food, water, and a clean litter box. It's a non-negotiable part of the deal we make when we bring these amazing animals into our lives. Think of it this way. You wouldn't leave poison lying around your house. You wouldn't leave exposed electrical wires. You wouldn't leave the front door wide open. A tilted, unsecured window is just as dangerous as any of those things. It's a passive threat, one that is easy to overlook because it seems so harmless. That's what makes it so insidious. We need to rewire our own brains to see these windows not as a convenient source of fresh air, but as a potential hazard that needs to be managed. Every time you go to tilt a window open, a little alarm bell should go off in your head. Is this window secured? Is there a guard? Is my cat safe? Making this a conscious habit is the first and most important step in protecting your cat. It's about shifting your perspective. Spreading the word is also a huge part of the solution. So many loving, responsible cat owners have simply never heard of this danger. They are not bad owners. They are just uninformed. And they might have these windows tilted open in their homes right now. So when you finish watching this video, think about who you know that has a cat. Your friends, your family, your co-workers. Send them this video. Post it on your social media. Bring it up in conversation. It might feel a little awkward to be the crazy cat safety person, but who cares? If your warning prevents even one cat from experiencing this horrific fate, it's worth it. You have the power to be a hero in your community of fellow cat lovers simply by sharing this crucial piece of information. Awareness is the first line of defense. Let's quickly recap the action plan. Step 1. Go and inspect every single window in your home, right now. Identify which ones are tilt and turn or pose a similar risk. Step 2. Go online or to a pet store and order the appropriate safety guards, grills, or restrictors. Don't put it off until tomorrow. Do it today. Step 3. Until those guards arrive, do not use the tilt function on those windows. Open them the other way if you need air, or just keep them closed. A stuffy room's better than a dead cat. Step 4. Install the guards as soon as they arrive. It'll take you less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favourite show. And Step 5. Share this knowledge. Be the advocate your cat needs you to be. This is a solvable problem. We have the tools and the knowledge to make sure no cat ever has to suffer this way again. In the end, it all comes down to love. We love these weird little fluff balls who dominate our lives, our couches, and our camera rolls. We love their purrs, their headbutts, their 3 a.m. zoomies. We even love them when they're systematically pushing every item off our nightstand one by one. Their safety is a reflection of that love. Taking these simple, proactive steps to cat-proof our homes is one of the most profound ways we can show them how much we care. It's not about bubble wrapping our cats or stopping them from being cats. It's about creating a space where they are free to be their curious, goofy, majestic selves without unknowingly putting their lives on the line. A safe home is a happy home for both you and your furry overlord. So there you have it, the terrifying truth behind the tilt and turn window. It's not just a piece of hardware, it's a potential V-shaped trap powered by your cat's own unshakable curiosity. Now you know what crush syndrome is, why it's so deadly, and most importantly, how to prevent it with a few simple, inexpensive fixes. Our cats drive us crazy. They wake us up for no reason. They knock our favourite mugs off the counter while making direct eye contact, and they treat every cardboard box like a luxury condo. But we love them more than anything. They are family, and protecting our family is the most important job we have as their loyal, can-opening staff. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more life-saving cat content, and share it. Share it with your friends, your family, your neighbour with the 6 cats. You never know whose furry friend you might be protecting. Now, for our question of the day, what's the most clever or dumbest escape attempt your cat has ever made? Let's share some stories in the comments.